Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Corsicana, Texas. What's up, Dallas Fort Worth? What's up, Houston, Texas? Welcome back to the Burning Coals podcast. I go by the name, and I'm one of your show hosts. I go by the name of Miss Know Our Reaction. Give it up. Right there on the side of me, we got our man, the myth, the legend, Bougie Weirdo. Give it up, Bougie Weirdo. Coming in next, she will be on here shortly. She goes by the name of Educated Queen, the first lady of the Burning Coals podcast. And also joining us to the Burning Coals podcast, the man, the myth, the legend, gentleman, Jamal. Give it up for gentleman Jamal. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So we are the Burning Coals podcast, here where we have fire interviews. We have hot topics, burning questions, serious conversation, and we say what needs to be said on this particular show. So we thank you guys for joining another episode, another Tuesday episode, man. We are just glad, we are proud, and we are just glad to be able to bring you guys some nice conversation, some nice information and everything like that or whatever. So, but before we get started, we do have a comment section here. If you want to be able to put your comment on the comment, and we'll put it on the screen and we'll read it out. You want to give your shots out or whatever, you can definitely put it there. But we definitely get to that. If you want to be able to come on to the show, we do have 2 streaming platforms that we can definitely do that. We bring you onto the show, but we do have a Facebook platform and we also have a YouTube platform. So if you want to be able to come onto the show, fire off your questions, give you a shout out. You can say, "Hey, B-Dub, that plaque on you, that plaque that you got back there with Bougie Weirdo, man, that's a nice plaque. Give him a compliment on that. You know, then it's all good." Now, again, if you come at one of us or whatever, you try to throw some low blows and punches, we shoot from the hip too. So it's all good though. So, but we're gonna keep it respectful, all right? So that being said, now that we got all now that we got everything out of the way, G-Man, what's up, man? So now that we got everything out of the way, now the smoke is cleared and the dust is settled, panel on this beautiful Tuesday night. How are you guys doing, gentleman Jamal and Bougie Weirdo? How are you guys doing this tonight?
Chilling, man.
Another beautiful day.
G-Man, I see that you made it back to the casa. The casa.
I made it back to the back cave.
Yeah, I see that, man. You made it back, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Finally got the feds off me.
You say you got the feds off of you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, you know what, man? Let me ask you guys this before we get into some content today. Did you guys go and see? Have you guys seen that viral clip that went viral of the Little Mermaid premiere, and the woman, the sister inside there is showing out? And I don't know what led up to her, getting all upset and angry and cussing in front of her kids or whatever. But she did say something about the kids inside the video. But man, it wasn't pretty. G-Man and B-Dub. Have you guys seen that one yet?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that yet, but I tell you what I have seen. They keep messing with the president of Uganda about these, these alternative lifestyles and stuff, and trying to force an issue, and it's gonna mess around and be a problem over there.
Yeah. And you know what? It's like they trying to paint this guy into a corner. Like they are trying to really just force that, the alternative lifestyle on him, and he done already, drew his line in the sand, saying, "Look, we don't agree with that. We don't want that over here. Y'all keep that over there. We don't want it here." And he's trying to play it out real cool. You know how it is, when when you take it too far, and you know how we do it. I mean, we kind of laugh it out, whatever, but really we real serious about it. That's, to me, that's the kind of energy that he giving off with the whole, transgender lifestyle that they trying to push over there to him.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, so yeah, he ain't really hearing that, not even a little bit, man. So but yeah, they definitely trying to. What you finna add, G-Man?
Oh, I definitely don't have nothing to say on that one.
You say what?
I definitely don't have nothing to say on that.
Oh, we don't want to get canceled there, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
All right,
Running
man.
goons after our ass, you know.
Boy, man, they be read that that cancel culture is something else, man. But it's all good. But tonight, you guys, we want to say thank you guys for joining the Brandon Coles podcast, man. We got some great content we're gonna be talking about tonight. And tonight, you guys saw the title. What we're gonna be discussing about, it has to do with our family and things like that or whatever. We're gonna get into it more depth with it. So let's get ready to talk about it.
Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Ooh, man, it's getting a little juicy over here. So we talking about to tell the truth or not. That is the question. So let me paint the scenario of B Dub and Jim and Jamal. All right. So let's say for instance, and we're gonna try to tie all this together, okay? But this is like this question I'm gonna ask you this, okay? Let's say for instance, in our family structure, I'm talking about, parents, uncles, aunt, cousins, and so on and so forth, or whatever, right? If our family members, if there are some deep, deep, dark secrets in the family, especially when we're talking about, those secrets that's dark, that we're talking about either causing harm to others or some type of greed, or basically, yeah, we'll just say causing harm to others, you know, is it up to us to be able to, should we expose that, or should we just kind of keep the dark secret of the family, into the family structure, whatever? Should we just, should we just continue to just kind of keep it a secret? Let's say for instance, we have an uncle or an aunt that's maybe being a pedophile or something like that, right? You know, and a family member, or they hurt a loved one of yours, whatever. You guys know about it, the family know about it, but nobody want to do anything about it or whatever. You know what I mean? Should we keep that type of information or that type of stuff inside the family, or should we expose the truth about it? How do you guys feel about that?
Um. Well, I think it depends, right? It depends on what level you are.
What
I
do you
mean,
mean?
if
What
you
do you
if
mean by
you
that?
if like say you're a kid or a teenager, you have limited control over those situations. Adults usually deal with that kind of stuff. You could say something, but what could you really do? Then there's a question of is it your child? Because you definitely can and should say something, but at the end of the day, it's up to the parents. Because we've seen situations where people have tried to help. The child said, "Hey, Uncle so and so, Auntie so and so, we had did this, did that," and then you're like, "Whoa, that ain't cool. That ain't supposed to happen." And then you go say something to the parents, or you go approach that particular family member, and you have a conversation with them,
Uh huh.
and then the parents come back and support it and be like, well, it's still family. That's a disease that runs rampant in our community of, that's still family. That's still your mama. That's still your whatever. Now, me personally, myself, yeah, I'm calling you out, and I'm gonna do something about it, especially if it's my child.
Uh huh. Man, B Dub, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, B
Nah,
Dub. Go
that's
ahead.
it. That's it. End of story.
Yeah, you gonna call them out and expose them?
Yeah, I don't. I don't. Yeah, I don't rock with stuff like that. There's there's certain things where you just kind of everybody know who the hustler is in the family, and that's your business.
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing to say to that. I ain't got nobody to talk to. If I always got questions, I don't know. Or
right.
there's situations where you know auntie so and so got about 3 4 boyfriends. That's your business.
Yeah,
But when we talking about stuff like that, nah, that ain't no code, ain't no family, ain't no nothing. It's gonna get called out, and like I said, if it's something that belong to me, it's gonna be dealt with. If they belong to somebody else, then all I can do is say something. It's up to them to handle it however they want to handle it.
But B Dub, but here's the thing though, man. Like with that, it's almost like you stuck between a rock and a hard place, whatever. Because a lot of times, in our family, man, we are so hell bent on making sure that all the dirty secret and the dirty laundry that that some of our family members do, whatever, we don't want that to get out or whatever, because we have a certain type of like your name means something in your community and so on and so forth or whatever. So you don't want that type of information to get out because you don't want your reputation to be tarnished. But here's the thing about that though, man. I agree with you 1,000% that we should be able to go and confront the person who is the main who's the main assailant to who actually doing this type of stuff, whatever, to anybody's child or whatever. Not only a family member, but to anybody's child or whatever. But here's a problem that I've seen in the black community, and I ain't gonna say the names, whatever, man, but they know who I'm talking to because they watch the show a lot. What we tend to do when we have a black sheep in a family like that, man, I've seen it where family members, they would try to do everything up under the sun to try to sweep this type of matter up under the rug. Even if it's meaning like let's say for instance that this person got some legal issues and things like that or whatever. I've seen family members get together, knowing for a fact that this guy has done exactly what they know for a fact that he did, but they will go out of their way to go and get lawyers and spend a whole lot of money asking people to set up a collection pot for this individual and to get this person taken care of, whatever, knowing for a fact that he did what he did. But you're trying to do everything in your world to make sure that this type of information don't get out because you're trying to protect the reputation, the image of the family. And I disagree with that. I strongly disagree with it because the person the family member or whoever it is has done XYZ, they need to be held accountable for it, and they need to be charged and persecuted to the fullest. I have no love for them or whatever, man, but the family members would try to stop you from actually saying what you have to say or confronting that person or whatever, because they seem like they more concerned about his well-being than his victim's well-being. You see what I'm saying, B-Dub, G-Man? What do you think about that, G-Man?
Well, there's a difference between not holding a family member accountable for committing a crime than airing out your family's dirty secrets.
But that can be a family dirty secret, right?
No, like this is the thing. If your family member commits a crime, which we all have had family members who have committed crimes at some point, they're gonna get dealt with, by the law. Right? That ain't my job to go around and say, okay, he did it for sure, because I wasn't there. I don't know what he did, he or she did or didn't. If they did it, they did it. And they get dealt with according to the law. I'm not going to go out of my way to openly protect anybody, especially if it's going to put myself in jeopardy, but I don't got nothing to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I'm not the judge, jury, execution. I'm not the court system. I don't know what this person or that person has done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's different than just going out, earn dirty family secrets. I mean, everyone knows about the creepy uncle and the thieving or the crackhead cousin or the bad nephew or whatever, right? Or like the hustle man. Everybody knows that in the family without nobody talking about it. We show up at a family barbecue or reunion, everybody knows who is that person, who you better not leave your kids around and better watch them around, stuff like that. We all know. We don't have to have no discussion about it. But we talk about a family members committing crime and donate money to well, do you know that the person did it or not? I don't know. But I do, you do know those cousins like, yeah, he probably did that. And I'm not giving you a dime of my money to help you out. If I believe that you really did it, especially like you said, because if it was my family member who was a victim, I would want that person to get justice served to them.
Right.
So it's not for me to do.
Right.
But again, we have family members that commit crimes. The justice system will deal with them. And, if the family as a whole don't believe them, him or her, then they're not gonna really rally behind them like that. I mean, you always gonna have a few. You always gonna have a few that's gonna ride. They got the murder weapon in the house, and they still gonna deny that that person is guilty. That's in every family. You ain't gonna be able to stop that.
Yeah.
But as a collective, as a family, most families they know he did that. They know such and such did that. They ain't finna help that.
Yeah.
So I
EQ.
mean, that's just how families
Hey,
operate.
What's up, EQ? How are you?
hey, boo, I'm good. How y'all doing tonight?
Good. We doing pretty good.
We
So
were
we gonna
better
catch you.
before.
Boy, if you don't shut up with them big T bazaar glasses on, shut up. You know,
Can
no.
EQ.
Sally Beauty Supply?
No,
no,
your girl EQ can't
no
see.
prescription.
No, these straight out the eye doctor. But yeah,
EQ.
what's up?
So we
What's
got a
up?
question to ask you, EQ, because we were just touching on this particular subject about, airing out dirty laundry. I mean, dirty secrets inside the family. Let's say, for instance, you got an uncle or aunt that's committed a crime against a relative of yours. We're talking
Mhm.
about either from sexual assault to whatever it is the case may be. Do you think
Mhm.
it's something wrong with confronting that uncle, or is it
What?
something wrong? Is there something wrong with or the uncle or aunt? Is there something wrong with confront or airing out the dirty laundry or dirty secret towards that particular person that's done that or whatever? You think it's something wrong with that to air it
Hey,
No,
out?
that
before you answer, you can't say the word blank assault. You got to use like SA.
Yeah.
You get strike for that. That's
okay.
why. Go ahead.
Well, definitely call it out. Bring some attention to it because you don't want them to potentially do it to another family member. Um, Call it out. I'm not gonna say air it all out over social media. I don't care what the if it breaks the law, then or if it tear up a family or whatever. Yeah, call that out. Um, yeah, I mean, and I know some issues are we want to take matters into our own hands. By all means, yeah, somebody hurt me or my child, via SA or whatever it may be. Yeah, I'm calling that out. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm gonna call
Right.
you out, the person who's responsible, male or female. I don't care if it's my mom. I'm gonna call you out because nothing gives you the right to harm me or my child in any way, especially if we ain't done nothing to you. And I
Right.
think so many times in our communities, we try to sweep stuff under the rug of denial and trying to preserve the image and the integrity of the person who the aggressor. No, If you do
Right.
something to hurt me, baby, I'm finna call you out. I'm gonna press charges, family, whatever. It don't matter because you think about the emotional trauma, the emotional turmoil, distress. This is where a lot of mental illness stems from because somebody was hurt or assaulted or whatever, and nobody did anything about it. And this is what divides families because well, all the aunties want to cover up Uncle Billy Bob because when he was young he didn't know no better. It don't matter. I was 14 years old. Uncle Billy Bob was 29. He knew exactly what he was doing. He ain't got no history of mental illness. So if he SA'd me or whatever or beat me or whatever, he knew exactly what he was doing. So many times, why are we trying to cover up for these family members? We got to understand there's monsters in everybody's family.
Right. Right.
And,
Right.
then what you do, cover it up, and then it happens, and it happens, and then it happens to the wrong person, and then we wonder why little Bryson walking around and he a sissy because nobody did, and that's hurt. You wonder why Latasha, she part of the Rainbow family now because that stems from people being hurt and assaulted in our communities. And I'm saying this on record, on live, Pamisha Dashiell Brown. Yes, I am, because we have covered this stuff up too many times and not sought help. Even in the churches, you've had women and men who both been SA'd, abused physically, sexually, mentally, emotionally, financially, and none of this stuff has been dealt with. You got to tackle this stuff head on. We suffer mental illness too. Our people commit suicide and stuff because of stuff like this. We want to walk around with these images and portray and put on this facade like nothing's wrong, but deep down inside we're hurting, and that generational hurt is passed on. because
Right.
nobody has taken the opportunity to deal with this mess. Big Mama
Right.
and them gone to their grave, but done covered up stuff that Uncle Charlie done, and they wonder why little Camille over there retarded because she messed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, you heard me of mine. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out on it. Yeah, I'm gonna press charges or whatever. I might take matters into my own hands depending on what it is.
Right.
The use
Right.
of the S word does not reflect
I
or
can't
comply
stand
with policies set forth by Brandon Cole's podcast
why you off the
or its
camera talking on
affiliates.
scary self.
Yeah, but
You asked me a
but
question, I gave you an answer.
you did EQ, you definitely did that or whatever. And like you said, EQ, nobody looked at the victims that's been hurt by the party that did the act. You
Right.
more like you, and I said this before you came onto the show. We are so caught up and we are so worried about, well, I'm gonna say worried about, we are so caught up in our integrity, how it looks, how it perceived. We want to make sure that our families have these squeaky clean images or whatever, and it's not like that. We
Right.
got to start calling this mess out, call it is for what it is. Because, like you said, there's if you call them out and you call that individual out right there on the spot, you may have saved somebody, saved that person, from harming somebody else. Because now, the bull's eyes on you now. It is on you. The spotlight is on you. Everybody know what you've done. What everybody know the possible. They know what you're capable of, and you got to call it out. And we
But
just don't do it, man. And it's
yeah,
unfortunate and it's
how,
hurtful. Go ahead.
my thing of it is how you pledge your loyalty and your allegiance to a criminal, a murderer, or a molester. Come on now, no, that says a lot about you as a person.
Man,
Because silence is consent. Silence. I was taught that a long time ago. When you silence on stuff like this, that you consent to the behaviors.
and
Mm-mm.
and also you consent to the behavior. If you, let's say for instance, this person got some legal things going on, you trying to get him out. You are pretty much putting a crutch on this person to help that person. You are just as guilty as the people, I mean, as he is the person who committed the act, when you are participating in trying to financially fund this individual, fund the person, trying to get him out of trouble, whatever. So that way, at the end of the day, the agenda is, let's try to keep this thing on the hush, on the low, keep a squeaky clean image all day long. Whatever, it's more about that than the acting the victim of the people who's been hurt.
You know
He
what
does
the
what you got, my
craziest
guy.
part is? You know what the craziest part is about all that?
What?
We all just acknowledge that it's a common known thing that every family, not just black families, by the way, across the globe, pretty much every family has one or more of these type of people. So it's common knowledge, and we all know this, but yet we still try to, like you say, cover up and don't tell family business. That's a major thing. You don't tell family business, but it's like everybody know that they families like that. Everybody knows that somebody else's family got somebody like that. Like what are we hiding? And at the same time, the worst part is if you want to say, okay, keep it out the streets, cool. I get that, but we don't even address it within. Why are we hiding it within?
Right, 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 right,
Like
right,
that's
right,
the
right, right.
crazy part. He's okay. Don't go running, put it on social media. Yeah, okay, I can rock with that. Cool, cool, cool. But why are we not? Why are we at the family reunion laughing with this person, kikiing with this person, like they ain't just hurt somebody's child?
B Dub,
Or
I'm with you, brother.
it don't even have to be
Right.
that. Why are we hanging with this person and laughing with this person, acting like they ain't stole from every single person in the family?
Come on here.
Right, right, B Dub,
you
Or
know,
right.
lied. Or lied. Don't leave that there.
Right, B Dub. I can't do it, man. I ain't got it in me, man. I just don't have it in me. If you
Nah, I
want,
can't. I can't. I didn't lost contact with a lot of people over stuff like that, and I don't I skip. It ain't nothing for me to skip a family reunion or skip an event or whatever. If certain people gonna be there, it's like I can't hold y'all accountable. That's what y'all want to do. If y'all want to do that, cool. But that ain't how I move. Like I a close family member. We disconnected for quite a while because they was having some issues, whatever issues they was having. It ain't none of my business, but they was acting very non-familiar. So I got non-familiar.
yeah, Yeah, yeah.
And then once they kind of got themselves back together, then okay, we can try to reconnect and have a relationship again. But and there's nothing against you. I fully respect everybody's right to be who they are, but also I have the right not to deal with you. And and like I said, if you do something that personally affects me or my family and my kids, then we're gonna have a real up close and personal conversation about it.
Right, right. Well, I'm totally opposite. I am against you because, like I said, that's I put myself. I ain't gonna say I put myself with it, but I've been in a
Well, I
situation.
ain't talking about that. I'm talking about like just other stuff like
Yeah, I,
people being on drugs or if they steal or lie or whatever. That's I don't hang around liars either. If you habitually lie, why am I having a conversation with you? I
That
ain't got
part.
time to sit around and listen to your lies.
right. Like I've had family reach out to me and say, "Hey, why aren't you at these certain events and so on and so forth or whatever?"
Mm-mm.
Well, here's the reason why I'm not at these certain events and things and so on and so forth, whatever, because I don't agree
Right.
with how everything is being swept up on the rug like it's all hunky dory. We're supposed to sing kumbaya, and I got to look at this person every single time when I'm at an event. No, so if I know for a fact that it's going to be that way, I know you guys drew your line in the sand about all this, whatever. I'm just gonna stay to myself, whatever, because I know me. I don't want to get out of character to address a family member about things like that. So let me keep my distance, let me keep my
Mm-hmm.
peace, and let me stay away from that or whatever because I know who I am. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
it's it when you because at the end of the day, when stuff like that happen, you know, especially that's a loved one or whatever, not only the victim, they're a victim, but the people that love them are victims as well. You see what I'm saying? We all are victims here. So, that's just how feel about it or whatever, man. But yeah, that's the reason why we had to have a discussion about that tonight. So here's the second part of that or whatever. And this is going to be a little bit more softer than, with the essay or whatever. What about how will we address when it comes to like in-laws? Like, okay, B Dub, EQ, G Man, let's say for instance, you got a significant other, okay? And you got some in-laws, that, you know, don't agree with you or they have an issue with you or have a problem with you, they are pretty much inside your business and so on and so forth or whatever. They cause them some different issues inside your household. uh and maybe and we'll even say they probably having some family members that's turning against you as well. How would you guys deal about handling that scenario with that issue? EQ.
I'm single, so I don't have no in-laws yet.
Uh-huh.
Let me stop. No, if I'm married to somebody and his mama or daddy causing havoc in my house, then he needs to check that. And if he don't check that, then I'm gonna check that because we are a unit. We left them, our parents, to become a family unit. So whatever goes on in our house, that's our business. You don't have to like me as your daughter-in-law, but you will respect me and you'll respect my house. And then the moment you stop respecting me and my house, you got to go. You can't come here with that foolishness. But I expect my man to have a backbone and check his family as well. You can't let your family disrespect me. No, cause see now that creates an issue between he and I. So
Well, first
no,
thing you got to do is
there you go.
get a man before you can get an in-law, and that ain't gonna happen.
See,
So
that's why
you
you short. I'm gonna punch you in your head. I
so
can't.
don't even work.
Y'all don't listen to G Man. I'm gonna get a man one of these days. You a
Oh
hater,
man, you wow, you wow.
hater.
No, but you as Lady G said, you when you become your own family, then that then becomes a priority. You will hope that both sides of it are cordial, and y'all kind of had this kind of stuff before y'all got married, or at least understood going in that this is just going to be an issue. But I understand that blood makes you related, it don't make you family. I'm like bougie. I ain't got to see none of you if that's what we own. Just because we share the same DNA or whatever, don't mean I got to interact with you or see you at all.
Uh-huh.
Because it's about the relationship I have. If I call this guy my brother, it's because he has the relationship of my brother. Doesn't mean we got the same mom or father. So as far as in-laws, okay, that's our family. If it's like that, you know what I'm saying? They got to do with me and what we do in my house. Whenever two of y'all come together, now this is the family. You know, this is the family, and we got our own set of whatever we doing. But if you got in-laws that have a problem with whatever you got going on, and that sounds like a them problem, not a you problem. So it's nothing for us to address because I ain't got to talk to you. You know, no disrespect or nothing, but you know, I'm gonna do what's best for my family first. And my family, like I said, the ones who act as my family, who have the relationship as my family, and not somebody who I share DNA with, who I probably ain't seen in over a decade or at least years and years. You know, it really don't matter to that degree. But no disrespect to anybody.
Yeah. But I'm talking about, but sometimes you got some in-laws, G-Man. You have some in-laws that's really, really, they have a strong hold on that individual that they're trying to, put their, that they have a strong hold on or whatever. And,
in your family, in your house?
Well, not in my house. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not saying you personally.
Yeah.
I'm saying an in-law has
a stronghold.
For example,
yeah.
Her family has enough of a strong influence on her.
Yeah,
it's affecting us.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna have to be a decision made. It's gonna have to be a decision made.
That's what I'm talking about. It's affecting you with because that stronghold is so strong with the in-laws that the in-laws are pretty much controlling everything about the individual, whatever, and it's affecting your household. That's an issue. You
should have figured that out before you said I do.
Man, but here's the thing though: a lot of people just jump into it or whatever and say, you know what, it couldn't happen to me, but then next thing it does happen. I agree, it is a messed up situation. It's a messed up situation.
But whether you jumped into it or didn't know before, you find out now, it's still gonna have to be a decision made.
That's something that's a red flag that you saw off the bat. Because if her family got a stronghold over her while she's married, they've been having a stronghold.
Or him.
Yeah. Right. That's a red flag you chose to ignore because you thought maybe, if we get married, that'll change. And see, that's where he or she has to put that in check. Put your family in check again, like I said. But no, that's why you gotta go through and learn all this in your dating season. When you dating people, you gotta see what the family interaction is like. Ooh, Lord, maybe that's why I'm still single.
B-Dub, you would say B-Dub.
Nah, yeah, you definitely.
That ain't why you single. I can tell it.
Oh, shut up! Ain't nobody asked you for your G-man. Shut it.
Nah, I mean, in a perfect world, everybody would get along, but at the end of the day, I married you, not your family. It would be great, sure, but it's not a necessity, and it shouldn't be a problem in your house because y'all have to make decisions for y'all household, not for nobody else's household. But it definitely can be tough going through a situation like that because sometimes you do see it, sometimes you don't see it, sometimes you do see it. But like EQ said, people you think that okay, it's just like that for now. But once you get married, you also expect the in-laws to let go. So, okay, well, our son is married now. He got his own wife, or our daughter got her own husband now. We have to pull back and not be so much in her business or his business. But a lot of times people don't do that. If anything, they get even more in your business sometimes. But like G-Man said, shit, if it's a problem, like let's say it's not a problem in the house. We cool, but maybe when you go around certain in-laws, it'd be a problem. Well, I ain't got to go around them.
Yeah.
That's your peoples. I get it. If you want to go visit, have at it. I'll be at the hotel chilling, or if I have people nearby, I go be with my people.
Right.
I'll go back and move in with them if you don't like what I got.
So and here's the thing though, like with everything you guys said about that, whatever, I expect my significant other, if I do have in-laws, I expect them for us to be on the same team and be like, hey, look, your in-laws can't come over here and try to control or manipulate or do or try to,
Oh
control the
no, not
situation.
at the house.
No,
Nah.
I need us to be on the same team, whatever, when it comes to addressing things like that, whatever, because I'm not going to let my parents, manipulate or control me to act a certain kind of way towards my significant other. You see what I'm saying? So I expect that same type of behavior because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we are pretty much on one accord. We're on the same team, and we just can't let anybody try to control everything that we got going on inside our household. It just don't work that
Hey,
way.
I
Go
got
ahead.
a scenario since we talking about in-laws. Actually, I just heard it on the radio this morning. It was this morning, yesterday. I can't remember. But anyway, somebody had called into the radio with a situation like an in-law situation. So the wife, right?
Uh huh.
Uh, she didn't know how to play spades, and yes, she's black, and she didn't know how to play spades. Believe it or not, in 2023, but so they had a cookout coming up. So her husband kind of taught her the rules, little light work, got a basic knowledge of the game, and so they had this cookout at their home. And the sister-in-law was like, okay, cool, girl power, we'll team up. We're gonna handle our business, whatever. And the wife ended up reneging, and lost in the game. The
Okay.
sister-in-law flips out. So they arguing, going back and forth to the point where she done broke a bottle and cracked the TV screen in the midst of all the arguing. They wasn't fighting, but just between the arguing and getting loud or whatever, accidentally broke a bottle, cracked the TV screen or whatever, and over a spades game. And so now they was gonna have something for Memorial Day, which is also their son is graduating 8th grade, getting ready to go to high school. So it's kind of like a Memorial Day graduation celebration. And the nephew was like, "Well, I don't even want Auntie to come around because she be acting crazy." And of course, the wife is like, "I definitely don't want to hear." But the husband, him and the sister were close. Obviously, they siblings, but more than just siblings, they really like close. So he kind of trying to, I guess, create a bridge and kind of mend some stuff or whatever because he wants the sister to be able to come to the family functions, but the wife is like, nah, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Who's right or wrong in that situation, or where do y'all stand on that? What if that was y'all?
She ain't
Man,
invited.
listen. But I'm gonna say the same thing. Here's the thing, though. I'm not gonna let nobody create no type of problem in my household, especially over a spade game like that. Now, man, if my wife say nope, she can't come over. I know that's your sister or your brother, whatever the case may be. This is what transpired. I don't agree with that. I don't want over here. Then that's just how it has to be. You have to respect my house. You know what I mean? You got to respect our house. That's just bottom line to it. I'm
What
not.
if she
I don't.
apologize?
So
Well,
you breaking stuff and acting a fool like that? Nope.
right. But
Mm.
even if she apologized, whatever, I would tell my blood relative, my sister, my brother, whatever. Look, just kind of give us some time to, for the, so that way that I'll let you know when you can definitely swing back by the house, whatever. But because I want peace in my house, I don't want to have my sister there knowing that she don't create this situation like this, and my wife is already upset, angry, and pissed off or whatever. Now she's gonna turn that type of energy towards me, and I'm not trying. I don't want to be in the middle of that, whatever.
But
Just let me
she
come
done
out.
upgraded y'all. She broke the 50-inch and then upgraded you to a 65 as a
Yeah,
That
token of
costs
an
money.
apology.
She ain't
yeah.
saved me no money. She ain't invited. We all know G-Man, he ain't got no say so. They make him go sit in the garage in his own house. We in-laws gotta come. They gonna come regardless.
At least I ain't got to go by myself.
Shut up.
Yeah, I joke, but yeah, I agree. Yeah. I don't care, brother, sister, whoever you is, you just gonna have to love us from a distance. For I kick it with you. We can go to the bar, grab a bill, something, but yeah, you can't come to the house. At least not for a little while.
Yeah.
And
Give it a little time.
it's not even my call because you didn't offend me. You
Right.
offended the other owner of the household, so they would have to make that call and say, "All right, we can go ahead and squash it."
Right, right. G man, what you feel about that with my brother?
First of all, the bigger point is black people take card games way too serious because
Spades and Monopoly.
Yeah,
spades,
buddy.
dominoes, all these little games, like they've been known to cause a lot of conflict, but ain't never been no conflict on starting a family bank or family business,
Mm.
things that we
Oh,
need to be doing. But
right.
we so passionate about freaking cards.
And
See, that's why I don't play. I don't play none of them type games because I actually got other stuff to do sometimes. I don't have time to sit there and become an aficionado at a card game. And the minute I do something like that, I play bogus or something, and then somebody try to fight me. See, it's like that's over card game.
You
yeah,
know,
It don't even typically be no money on the table, and if it is, it don't make no real money. Ain't
Right.
nobody betting. It's just all they be ready to fight. Anyway, that's
you gonna get beat up
but
anyway.
I ain't tripping over no card game. They got into it. If you come over, let's say you did come over my house or whatever, you broke the TV and you replaced it. To me, all is forgiven. We gotta learn to forgive. We gotta learn to forgive people for doing stuff more than holding on to it because I think once you realize how short life really is, I mean, if they ain't did nothing out something egregious like disrespectful to
Try
it,
to use big
I can
words.
forgive somebody breaking a TV in my house, especially if you replace it with a bigger TV. I could forgive that. Ain't no point holding a grudge. I mean, we'll hold a grudge for 10 years over a card game
Right.
in our community, and that's just ridiculous. And then you
but
look
see,
up like
You
I
don't
give
even
up
know what
all of that
egregious
time.
mean.
but you know what? Here's the thing, though. If somebody, that's an underline to that. It's something we'll hold a grudge, and it on the outside it's about the card game, but really it's something that you got, something that you've been despising, or there's something that you've been holding on to for a long time for you to treat somebody that way. You know
Well,
what
you
I'm saying?
jealous. They jealous.
I don't
They
necessarily know about
jealous
that. I
because
wouldn't
one
necessarily say that.
sister's jealous because she got me, and the only sister can get is somebody like Mr. Know It All.
They'll get on my nerves. Go away.
Yeah.
Well, you can say B Dub. Why you don't agree with that, B
I
No,
Dub?
told hey,
I mean,
oh
for sure, I definitely think that happens hundred
yeah,
percent. But
yeah.
I don't know, you know, and sometimes when it comes to these card games, it ain't about that. It's people just take these games way too doggone serious. When you laid that heart, and you know good and doggone well you had that club in your hand, and you gonna lay that heart and lose us the game. But like G Man said, man, we do take these games too serious sometimes,
Right.
and that can be a problem in a lot of situations because you end up with situations like this. Like I said, it's not like they physically fought or nothing like that, but the sister just got so upset and was acting out and roundabout and end up tossing a bottle and breaking a TV and stuff just because you over animated, because y'all know how we do. We get way animated. Somebody say something funny, we gotta run out the room just to let you know it was funny, and or we get
Ah!
upset and like I don't understand, So
Yeah, you
yeah,
know how
we,
we
we,
do.
we definitely can take it too far sometimes when it comes to like card games and dominoes and all this kind of stuff. But I still feel like, and I agree with what G-Man said. Actually, he's right. We really should not, unless it was something serious, unless they did like physically fight or somebody got hurt or this like it's a card game and the TV got replaced. But I think I still would put it on my wife because I wouldn't want her to feel uncomfortable. I would tell her that.
Right, right,
I would have that conversation like, hey, it's over now. The TV got replaced. Whatever. I would have that conversation privately, but at the end of the day, it would still be her decision. But at the same time, it's not going to affect my relationship with my sister either.
I agree with that. I agree with
Like,
that.
you're not going to make me not be cool with my sister because I feel like it was a small situation. It was over. I'm gonna continue to be her brother. She's gonna continue to be my sister. But
Right.
as it pertains to our house, if you're not comfortable with that person coming over here, then that's what it is.
Right, I agree with that. That's where I'm at with it too. G man, how you feel about that one? So you good with, like, if your wife have an issue with it, it's all good in your books, but your wife still has an issue with that. You know what I mean? Do you take the side of your wife, or do you take the side of your sister or brother, your relative? I mean, your family member like that. Who you take the side of?
Whoever's right,
Right.
whoever's right, because you can't convince me that you that upset at her over a card game. Like you said, it has to be something else. And before you can make a decision, you got to have all the information. So
Right.
you have to really tell me what this is really about, because it may be something more deeper, more serious than a card game. But all you telling me is I got beat at cards and we got into a little scuffle. Nobody was hurt, but they accidentally broke the TV and they replaced the TV immediately with a bigger TV and all this stuff. That's still my sister. You ain't that upset over no card game. She ain't touched you. She didn't curse you out, or, nothing like that.
Right.
Yeah, she's, no. I mean, but she has her own individual. She has the right to feel how she wants to, but that's still my sister. And it's like whoever's right.
Right.
It's just as simple as that. I'm not gonna take my wife's side just because she's my wife and she dead ass wrong, or vice versa. I'm not gonna take my sister. You wrong. You wrong.
But how do you tell somebody that feels like they've done wrong that it was nothing to it? You see what I'm saying? How do you make that your wife feel like this was done wrong? I feel this kind of way. How do you try to tell somebody how they should or should not feel? You see what I'm saying? I think that's where the problem lies at, or whatever. When you try to tell somebody, well, that happened, it happened to you like that. I understand that, whatever, but you are wrong for feeling the way that you feeling because of how everything transpired. I don't feel like I have that type of authority to try to tell someone how they should be feeling in a moment of like that. You see what I'm saying? I don't feel
You
like I
don't.
had a right to do that.
You can't tell anybody they have a right. They have a right to feel however they want to feel. You can't.
I
That's not
agree.
for you. That's not for you to decide whether they was right to feel a way. What I'm saying is, whoever was right. It may not be her. It may not be the other side. Whoever was right is the way I'm gonna call it. And if she's wrong, you can feel how you want. Just like I can't convince you to feel otherwise, you can't convince me to feel otherwise. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And you can be mad and wrong at the same time. You can be loud and wrong.
I agree.
And
I
if
agree with that.
if nobody gonna tell you that, then there's a bigger problem. Yeah, you wrong, and you just loud and wrong, and you just wrong. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what who she is to me. If you're wrong, you're wrong. It's like if I'm wrong about something, I would want somebody to tell me I'm wrong because I may be too emotional about something, and you want people to kind of like give you a different perspective of looking at it and have a communication about it. But ultimately, you need somebody. If you're in a circle and nobody's ever called you out and ever said you was wrong about something, you're in the wrong circle. Change
I
circle.
agree. Yeah,
Facts.
I agree with that. EQ. How so? G Man saying that he was saying that whoever he's on the right side of whoever is right in a situation like that. But in a situation like that, who's right? Who's right?
I hate to say this. And it's just killing me. But I gotta agree with G man. I'm gonna go with who's right. I mean, but sometimes as women, we can be petty and just allow stuff to linger, stuff that's not even worth holding on to or even being mad over. But in this case, gosh, I hate to agree with G man. But he's right. Stand on the side of right. If your wife wrong, you check her or you let her have her little tantrum and whatever. Same thing if I had a husband, hey, I'm gonna let you go and be mad because you being mad over something that's not even worth it. But if he wrong, I'm gonna call him out on that. And I'm gonna let him know, baby, you wrong, you need to let that go because this is petty. Let it go. If it doesn't kill you, if it doesn't destroy who we are as people, if it doesn't tear up our home, then hey, let it go. If it doesn't affect your overall mental, emotional, physical, financial health, whatever, let it go. But
Man,
I stand on the side of right with this one, and it's like throwing up in my mouth having to agree with G man.
EQ, I see EQ. I know how to fake the funk. I can sit there and tell my wife, "Oh yeah, you right." Knowing for a fact that I feel some kind of way, like man, that was petty. But yeah, you know what, man, you were right because I don't want to be in the wrong house. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in the wrong room or whatever because of I don't sided with the family member, whatever. So I'm going to hear what hear her out and I'm going to, let her know that I acknowledge how she feel or whatever. But I know how to be able to call my sister or my brother or whatever and say, hey man, and kind of clean it up like that. But
Hey, hey.
I don't want my lady
That's
to
a
feel like I don't
dangerous
have
game.
Now
well,
you
I
now
don't want
you
I don't
stand
want
on
my
the
lady.
side of right regardless of wife or not. Because I'm gonna tell you something. First of all, she ain't gonna leave you because baby paying these bills out here by yourself is a fool. Okay, she ain't going nowhere. She may be mad for a couple of days, but she'll be all right. Don't you call your brother and sister and say nothing because if you done checked her, your brother and sister apologized to whomever. If they said they were sorry and she's still letting that linger, you gotta let her deal with that. You check her, let her deal with that. Guess what? She'll come around.
Now I'm not talking about checking. I'm not talking about checking the my brother, sister, whatever. One more speaking of like with my lady. See, I'm just looking at. I like to have peace in my house. You know what I'm saying? I want to have peace. If
Well, if
I
she
you know
if
I
she
already
knows
know.
that, if she knows that about you, then she's gonna do that. She's gonna
Right,
try to keep that peace going. She's not
right.
gonna disturb that peace. Not she'll be yeah. If she loves you and she know you, now if she'll ignore
Mr. Know It All
fool,
say that sofa is not comfortable.
Boy, it ain't,
he tired of
man.
sleeping on that
Man,
air mattress.
no. Hey, man. Yeah. Hey,
Well,
hey,
hold on.
yeah.
This how it can backfire. If you're not going to check her when she's wrong with somebody else, then don't say that when it's
she,
you that's
that's right.
catching her wrath.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then what? See, now you
Mhm.
want to fight. Now you want to put the gloves on. No,
Yeah.
keep that same energy because it's
Keep
all
that
about
same
whatever
energy.
she
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
No. When it's you receiving that lashing, just go on and curl up in the ball and go in there and get in the bed. Then.
That's
Now
right.
Yeah,
you
that's
want to
that's
stump
that's
up and
why I say
dance.
that's a dangerous game you playing
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
no matter what, honesty is always the best way to go, and
That's
it's
right.
it's okay to be neutral. Like in this specific situation, I probably have to go and be Switzerland because I feel like they both wrong because you know how we get about spades, and you ain't at that level yet. You should have just
You
said
should
no.
play.
You should say, nah, let me get a few more rounds in me before I step up with the big dogs. And then at the same time, the sister wrong too, because you definitely overreacting. If you getting that animated to where you throwing bottles and hitting TVs, you definitely out of line. So both of y'all really wrong to a degree. And but as far as the TV, if that's been fixed, okay, cool. So you can acknowledge people's feelings without necessarily validating them or falsely validating them. I should say. That's why I say, at the end of the day, you the other owner of this home. So my sister don't own this home, so she don't run nothing that go on in this home. I'm telling you, I think it should be over. I think it's done moved on, and I'm okay with her coming over here. But if you're not okay with it yet, then we gonna roll with that. That's fine. But you still should have just next time. Don't put the Heinekens down or whatever you sipping on that got you thinking you could jump in here and play spades when I barely done gave you a couple of days worth of training and just we gonna learn from it and we gonna move on.
Yeah, all this behind the damn card game, huh?
Ridiculous.
Yep.
Man, dominoes, and spade will get you put out of somebody's house, man. In a black
Quick.
household, it'll get you out of there, brother. And
Sad.
don't add no liquor and no schlitz malt liquor bull and all that with it. Oh, you in trouble,
Ooh,
man.
And what kind
Ooh,
of parties y'all be having?
Put the
hey
OE
man.
away. No MD 2020 for
Ugh.
this function.
Ugh.
Yeah, put all that down, man. It will get you, man. You used to have you have some good old fights in that sucker, man, for real. Telling you.
Mm.
But hey, you guys, we want to thank you guys for joining the Burning Coals podcast. We do this every Tuesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We just have some great conversation, and we're gonna go ahead and read these comments because they definitely are, getting out there, or whatever. So, and Brittany Simone said, if me and my significant other ain't got a problem, then nobody outside our house can create a problem. Period. That goes for your mammy, your daddy, or your baby mama. Okay. Oh, you know what? That's a good one too. Because we talk about baby mamas and baby daddies. That's a whole. We're gonna have to have a discussion about baby mamas and baby daddies. Well, we got to somehow find a way to title that, and we can talk about that or whatever. Because that'll definitely be a good topic. You guys down with that one? Okay. Will Melvin, thank you for joining the show, my guy. Appreciate you for joining the Burning Coals podcast. Will Melvin said exactly whoever is right. All right, and he was talking with Gentleman Jamal's right there. Myron Overton. Myron, appreciate you for joining the show, my guy. Myron said, depends on both sides' history. If you're the one that always started something, I'm taking the one with the less record because you know, just like the courts do. Yeah, you're right about that. You know the problem people that you got coming around your house. You definitely know that. Myron SRT TV. He says, I'm gonna be like the court system. Whoever don't have a record or the less stuff on theirs is whose side I'm taking. Okay. And he also said behind spades, yeah, everybody getting put out. And he also said Casamigos. Oh man, you got that in there, man. This you're gonna tear the club up with that with the Casamigos sitting in there. So you don't want none of that, whatever, man. But yeah, so that's what we got here. Uh,
Casamigos is the new Henny.
Boy, man, it Casamigo. See, I'm not a drinker, but I've seen people talk about these different drinks and things like that. And I ain't really heard a lot of good things about that Casamigos. Will Melvin said a lot of times it ain't even about the TV or the game; it's about the lack of self control.
Absolutely. Yep.
Right? Yeah, yeah. You're definitely right. You're definitely right about
Mhm.
that, Will Melvin. You're definitely right about that. So, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to close this one tonight. You guys got your final remarks, so that way we can get on out of here with this one. EQ, you want to go first?
Yes. It's 2023 and I don't know how to play space.
Oh, you and I play spades, EQ. Oh man, you on mute, EQ. You on mute.
I can play dominoes, but I can't play space. And I ain't ashamed that I don't know how to play space. I'm a
You
girly girl.
should be.
Shut up. But I'm still invited to the barbecue. Shout out to the panel. Thank you for the invite. You're
Already.
so welcome, whoever that is, AJT.
Yep.
And thank y'all
ATT,
for the
appreciate you,
comments.
brother.
Thank y'all for tuning in to support us. We really do appreciate y'all.
Yes, we
But
do.
hey, we got didn't we talk about getting that one guy on the show, Will Melvin, or something
Yeah,
like
Will
that?
Melvin. Yeah, he
Yeah,
the
Will
yeah
Melvin, hey, we want you on the show. Yeah. Cause I get
yeah
tired of
Will
looking
Melvin.
at G Man. Get somebody else on her.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Will Melvin. Yeah, you definitely. Anybody on the in the comment section,
Open
you
invite.
guys, you guys, you want to come on to the show, whatever, man. We definitely will welcome you with open arms, and you can definitely discuss and have, just kind of share your thoughts and opinions about certain topics we talk about. So we definitely would definitely enjoy that. All right. Hold on, we got some more before we get out of here. AJT says, same laugh. I still don't know either. Don't take my black card, please. Oh, you talking about dominoes and say, oh man, AJ. Oh man, okay. Aaron, yeah, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you for joining, my friend. He said you're gonna definitely tune in, so you did. And hopefully we gave you guys some informative information. Hold on, we got another uh comment here. It says, me either. My mama is the queen of spades. Just pull up to a crib on Saturday night and bring your checkbook. Oh man.
Get all your little coins taken.
Yeah, man. Got one of the little cornbird purses sitting right there. You know what I mean? Yeah, that little bingo purse. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. G Man, what you got, my guy? You got your closing remarks on my brother?
If nobody told you they love you today, we do. Like nothing you can do about it. See y'all
Yes.
on the next one.
Yes,
Already.
yes.
Beat up.
Don't be a renegger.
And that's the Brandon Coles give you the bag moment by B Dub. Now that you got the bag, what you gonna do with it? We say this. We say thank you guys again for joining the Brandon Coles podcast. We do this live every Tuesday, same time, same channel, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. You know where to find us right here. I am Mr. Know It All Reactions. We got our guy, Who's You Weirdo. We have the first lady, educated queen, and we also have our guy, Gentleman Jamal. We say thank you guys. We will see you next Tuesday. It is all love, and it is peace.